Hi, it's Reagan of Amore Designs. I am here with Papercraft Star to share with you a tutorial on layering your fragment charms. And what you're going to need is some sort of dictionary, or you can print it off the internet or scan it, or something like that, and some Tim Holtz ink in the color of your choice, a decent paintbrush, a nail file, a fragment charm, whatever size or shape that you'd like, some designer paper, and some scissors. And that's all we are going to need today. So let's get started. First, what you're going to do is you're going to take, you're going to take a sheet from a book or dictionary, and you're going to pick out a word, and you're just going to tear out around it. And I've already done that, and I chose the word holly. And then I picked some designer paper. This is Deck the Halls by Stampin' Up, and I liked the little holly images, so what I did was I picked a couple of them and cut them out. And then I'm going to use the back of the paper as my base. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this. So the the dictionary sheet that you tore out, the word, the definition, is going to be on the bottom, and then underneath that is going to be your designer paper, and then on top we are going to glue our image on top of the fragment charm. So you have stuff on bottom and on top, and it gives it more of a layered dimensional look. And then I put crackled accents on the back. So let's get started. First, what we're going to do is, I guess you're going to need your crystal effects from Stampin' Up as well. I forgot to mention that. So, or Glossy Accents works as well. So what I do is I am going to, hopefully that you can see this, I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of the crystal effects onto my definition. Like so. And then I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to paint over it to spread out the glue. And then I'm going to take my fragment charm and I'm going to position it where I want the definition, and I'm just going to squash it down like that. And then you have this. And then I just take the excess and tear it off, because we're going to sand that later anyways. So, like that. And then you're going to squeeze a little bit directly onto your fragment charm. And you're going to brush that. And I'm just spreading the glue evenly over the top. And I've decided to use a paintbrush when I put this on. It saves on how much I use, which saves me money. And it also dries faster because you have a thinner layer. So then I'm just going to glue this to the pattern paper of my choice, the pattern paper that I like. And if you want, flip it over, rub your finger over it so that you make sure that all the paper is glued down. You can even take your bone folder if you'd like, and just make sure that you get it all flat and glued down. So then you have this. And you're just going to take your scissors and you're going to trim around it. So and it doesn't have to be perfect, because like I said, we're going to sand the edges. This is going to help the crackle accents to keep the paper glued down around the edges, and it also gives it a nice clean look. So now I have this. And I'm just going to take my nail file and sand the edges. to do this quickly so you don't have to watch me sand this forever. And this is a new nail file, so it's going to be quicker than if you were using one that you've used on other things. It still sands, it just may take you a little bit longer. So, and what's great about using designer paper is it's double. If you pick double-sided, you don't have to glue designer paper on the back, because now it's going to be finished on both sides. See, I have pattern paper on this side and pattern paper on that side because it's double-sided. I also forgot to mention, you may want some kind of a paper piercer or a thumbtack or anything like that, and you're just gonna find your hole, and I just stick it through there, and then I kind of go like this, and that just opens up your hole. And we used a thin layer, so we didn't have to dig through the glue, which was nice. Okay, so then after you have your edges all sanded, you're going to take the ink color of your choice. I chose Walnut Stain, and you're just going to go around the edges. This just finishes off the edges even more, and I think it makes it look nice. So there we go. We have that. And then we're going to go back to the front, and we are going to decide which little image we like. And we can do it up here. Let's see. Okay, I think I like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink the edges of my image, and I pre-cut this to save time, so you'll want to cut your image out, and then I'm just going to ink around the edges a little bit just so that you won't see the white. And then we're going to take a little bit of our Crystal Effects and our paintbrush, and then we will glue that on. Whoops. Maybe. So that's glued on like so. Then we are going to put some glossy accents over it because we want to protect our image. And if we put glossy accents over the image and we don't put it over the whole top of the piece, it's going to look funny. So you're going to squeeze out a generous layer, and then we're just going to take, you're going to want to use a nice paintbrush, because if you use a cheapy one, it's going to leave lines in your glossy accents or your crystal effects. So you're going to want to spread this around and try to make an even layer. And I am going to brush this over. I have excess. So put a little bit too much on, but just gonna brush over it until you have your desired look. Okay, and then I have glue in my hole, so I'm just going to take my thumbtack and try to get that out so that it won't dry there. So there we go. And then you're just going to let that dry. And when you're finished, it will look like this. So that's a fun way to do the Fragment Charm. And once this is dry, then you'll flip it over and you can put your crystal effects or your crackle accents or whatever you want to use on the back so that you finish the back as well. So I did crackle accents on this one. And then you add your jump ring and use it as a charm or an ornament or glue it onto your project, whatever you'd like to do with it. And it gives you a nice finished project. So that's my tutorial. I like the look of the layering on the Fragment Charms. I think it's fun and it's a different way to be artistic with them. So and then you're going to want to rinse your brush out as soon as possible, otherwise you're going to ruin your brush. So I am going to head off to do that, and I will post pictures on my blog post of the finished project. So thanks for watching. Bye.